Thank you so much for joining me. Today's class is going to be fundamentally about wiggling for the middle. A lot of times when we get into the pose, we kind of just hold and we wait and we sit there until we feel that the teacher is going to call us out of the pose. And so sometimes there's a bit of suffering that goes along with that. But can you find comfort in discomfort? Can you wiggle, fidget, and squirm so that you're not running to get out of the pose? You're not running to get into the next pose. You start to feel what's called sthira sukha, which means the balance between steadiness and joyfulness. And so if it's too joyful, the body's just going to collapse and compress into the ground. And if it's too steady, then you're going to be too tight and too squeezed. And your breath is your barometer. Your breath will show you what's happening in the physical body. It'll show you what's happening even in your mind. So can you use the breath and recognize the quality and the rhythm of the breath to start to take notice of when things begin to shift, of when you feel like you're straining? All right, so let's get started laying down. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Let your knees fall nice and wide. To connect into the breath, let's take one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, one hand to the heart rather. And if you'd prefer and you want to just goalpost your arms, if your chest has been feeling really tight, there's a lot going on that's putting pressure on us. So if you want to just open the arms, you can do that too. That's going to free the chest and allow the breath to flow through you. So look for a 3 or 4 count. Slow breath in. Slow the breath out. Slowly in, slowly out. Use your mantra, full as you breathe in. Silently repeat the word flow as you breathe out. Full as you breathe in. Flow as you breathe out. Full. Flow. Full. And flow. Full breath. Slowly draw your knees together. Circle the knees, empty the breath. Draw the knees in towards each other. Circle them away from one another. Press down into the soles of your feet. Take your elbows down by your sides. Point your fingers and your forearms up to the sky. Now root the back of your head, your shoulders, and your back ribs into the mat. Gently begin to lift your hips. As you lift your hips, push down into your big toe mounts. Push down into your heels. Now, as you press into your heels, the glutes will fire. Can you also engage the hamstrings? Pull back with your legs so that your thighs and your pelvis move forward. Anchor down the shoulders, and then lift and lower the head and neck. Just make sure that it's wonderfully uncomfortable. Now with the breath, slow full in. Let it flow out. No rush to get anywhere. Full breath in. If you start to feel like the body's burning out, can you use that flow the breath out as information? Keep your breath moving nice and slow and even. Take your hands, reach them down. Grab for the outside edges of the mat. Slide the fingers in. Keep the thumbs on top. Spatially, the hands don't move much, but energetically, try to rip your mat apart. Pull your heels towards your shoulders, and then wiggle the shoulders a little tighter underneath your body. From here, begin to gyrate the pelvis. So you can pulsate your left thigh forward, your right thigh forward. So you have these 2 anchoring points. One is your shoulders. The other is your feet. And as you press the feet down and pull back, it tractions the spine. As you anchor the shoulders, it helps you to have the legs traction the spine. Take a breath in so you think about that bridge and the 2 points that connect it. Slowly lower down. Right knee comes in, left leg goes long. Half happy baby pose. Peace finger, thumb wrap the right big toe, or grab both hands on the back of the right thigh. But flex your long leg toes back against the shin and then anchor the left thigh down. Pull with your hands, lean with your head, shoulders, and back, and breathe. Stay here or Padangusthasana, it's still early, so take it slow. If you want to grab the foot, if you want to grab the big toe from here, you can. To the degree that your left buttock can stay down onto the mat, take the left hand, push the left thigh down, start to straighten your right leg. As the leg straightens, pull up with your hand, push back with your heel. So the heel goes away from the body and the hand pulls towards the head. Take a breath. Supine twist. Bend the right knee, center the left heel, push it into the ground to lift the hips, roll into your twist, and then stack your hips at the middle of the mat. Lift your head, turn your head to the right, tee out your arms if that feels comfortable. Now, traditionally you would look towards the right shoulder, but you're welcome to look towards the left if that just feels a lot better in your shoulders, head, neck, and low back. And now the breath in and out. In every pose, we stay for at least one good round of breath with the mantra full. Let it flow. Breathing and thinking, something we want to do as mindfully as possible. Full breath. Let it flow. Come back to center. Left knee draws in. Take both hands, either pull on the back of the left thigh, or you can grab peace fingers thumb on the big toe. Okay, engage your long leg, drive through the heel, push your heel down, ground the right thigh down, ground your left shoulder down. Breathe. So you want to feel the evenness across your sacrum, across the back of the pelvis. Stay here, or grab the big toe if you haven't yet, start to straighten the left leg. Now, if the hamstring is tight, you want to be very cautious that you're not straightening the leg and pulling too hard. Instead, you may want to grab onto the back of the thigh, because if you anchor the body with the arm, it can start to twist your knee. So you can grab onto the back of the thigh just to protect the knee. And everything is relative. You straighten the leg to the degree that the pelvis can stay flush on the mat, to the degree that you can keep the hamstring on. Breathe in. And supine twist, bend your left knee, center the right heel, push the heel down to lift your hips, lift the hips and stack left hip over right. Anchor down your shoulders, anchor down the back of your head, and then start to swivel the head left to right. See what feels good for you. Now working into the breath, slow, steady, full. Slow, steady, empty. One more. Let it flow. Come back to center. Hug both knees in. Slip the hands either onto the bottoms of the thighs. Rock down the shoulders, rock down the buttock skin. Maybe start to straighten the legs. You can also grab for the outer edges of the feet for full happy baby. As you pull, root the shoulders, root the buttocks, root the head. So there's this delicate balance when we think about sthira sukha, think about steadiness and joyfulness as the relationship of the elements, the earth and the air. And so the air is movement and the earth is grounding. And the air kind of dances, right? We dance like the wind, and the earth is the stable thing which holds space for us to dance upon. And so hemispheres in the body, half of your body is pushing into the ground, that the other half might lift into the heavens. And those hemispheres are not anatomical alone. They are relative to your relationship to how your body's positioned with the ground. So right now the hemispheres cut me from the front of my body to the back of my body. I'm leaning the back body down and then pushing through the legs. All right, hug your knees into your chest. Grab behind your thighs. Start to rock the length of your spine forward and back. Come all the way up into a tabletop pose. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. So same idea, push. Whatever's touching the ground, you press into the ground so that whatever's in the air can start to lift. Let's move in and out of cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, tuck chin to chest, kick into your legs, contract your glutes. Inhale, full breath. Let it flow, exhale. Full in. Flow out. Full in. Flow out. Full. Neutral spine, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Start to lift your hips up and back. Pedal through your legs. Sway your hips from side to side. Shrug your shoulders out a few times. Then inhale forward, high plank pose. Exhale, you can lower down your knees first. Lower all the way down onto your belly. 3-part Cobra series. Take the hands, go wide, about 8 to 12 inches off of the mat, both left and right. Go to your fingertips. Press down your fingertips. Squeeze your legs together. Kick into all 10 of your toenails. Contract your buttocks, pressing the pubic bone down so the front of the hip points lift. Inhale, use your back muscles, lift your chest. Draw the shoulders back. Tilt your chin down, lift the back of the skull. Now, with your fingers, it's a light pressure down, but lightly also pull back. That pull back is the way that you try to crawl the spine forward. And if you wiggle a little side to side, that should feel really nice in the spine. Breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, straighten your arms, maybe up to halfway. As you find those 90-degree bends in the elbows, same idea. Pull the fingertips back, pull the elbows back, pull the shoulders back, move the head and neck forward. This time I want you to think of a caterpillar. Start to go forward, rolling the spine as you press into your pubic bone. Can you crawl the spine out of the pelvis? You can wiggle a little side to side and then slowly release. This time, slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's take it really nice and slow, protecting the low back. Use your core muscles. Kick into all 10 of your toes. Contract your glutes. Slowly brace front ribs, hip points to navel. Lift about halfway. At about halfway, we put it all together. Press into the skin of the palms this time. Pull your hands back to draw the shoulders back. Use your back muscles to open your chest. Keep your core protecting the lower spine to the degree it feels right, to the degree it feels like there's an opening in the chest, and you can take your breath. You straighten the arms. Brace your chin down and your skull back. Then maybe begin to lift the chin, stretch and expose the throat. Wherever you are, can you breathe? If the answer is no, the breath is your barometer telling you you're putting way too much pressure on yourself. Full body inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise to tabletop. Split your knees wide. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Crawl the hands forward. Massage your forehead down onto the mat. Go to your fingertips. As you crawl the fingertips forward, walk them over to the right. So it's a counter-levering effect. The fingertips push down and they pull back. But instead of the whole body shifting forward, press your left buttocks against your left heel and drag your shoulders back. Then lift and lower the head like it's a little inchworm trying to crawl forward over towards the right hand. And when you feel this wonderful space between the left armpit and the left side waist, that's where you channel your breath. With the mantra, full and flow. Full, flow. Walk your hands back to center. Walk your hands over to the left. Stay up on the fingertips. Press your right buttocks against your right heel. As you crawl the fingers forward, pulse the shoulders back, lift and lower the head and neck, and then allow for your breath. Slow, steady, full. In every pose, can you wiggle? Can you fidget? Can you squirm? Flow. There's a moment for movement. Can you also find a moment for stillness? The wiggles help us to uncover the little bit of discomforts that we were just allowing. Sometimes we think we're just supposed to feel that uncomfortable in a pose, but the discomfort is just you getting out of the comfort zone. Hopefully that feels good, not a discomfort of pain or compression, but that of reopening yourself Come back to center. Inhale, rise, tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Bend both knees, pull up and back with your thighs. Exhale, forward fold, front of the mat. Separate your feet out at hip distance. Grab opposite elbows, bend your knees enough that your chest drapes right on top of your thighs, and then just shake your head around. Inhale, halfway lift. We'll actually take this breath to movement. First, some wiggles in the halfway lift. Notice the rounding in my spine. Bend your knees, pull the thigh bones back, look for the length of the lower back. See if you can extend the head and neck forward, pull the shoulders back. Breathe in. Breath to movement, exhale, forward fold. Now, close your eyes. Can you remember that feeling and tap into it? Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. With the mantra, full breath, half lift. Let it flow, forward fold. Now, allow your arms to rest, allow your head to rest. Slowly let your head rise last. Begin to roll your body all the way up to standing. As you come to standing, find those little waves. Bend the knees, move the hips forward and back, move the head forward and back. Think of your body just like undulating seagrass, and that can happen side to side as well as front and back. Okay, take a deep breath in, reach your arms all the way up. Right hand pushes on the back of the left hand, spread the fingers super wide, so you want to avoid gripping the wrists, but nice and spread. Press down into your feet. Remember the hemispheres. From below the waist, you press down. From above the waist, you push up. Brace your core. Exhale. Inhale, side bend to the right. Now, a common tendency is to go one and done, which is you just go into the side and then you wait and kind of clamp. And so instead, can you dial it back and use your breath to help you find space? So you take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, actually come out of it a little. Now, slow, steady breath in, go deeper. Exhale, can you hold the length of the spine, come out of it? And let's do one more with the mantra, full breath. Flow back to center, switch hands. Left hand pushes on the back of the right hand, move the shoulders around. Inhale, up and over to the left. So as you go to the left, push down into the big toe mounds, push down into the heels. Energetically pull your feet away from each other. Brace front ribs, hip points to navel. Think up and over through the sides of the waist. Find the temperature, find the pressure of the breath. Steady, full. Let it flow. Steady, full. Let it flow. One more. Go deeper on the inhale. Back to center. Exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out your wrists. Reach your arms forward. Breathe in. Like you're doing an upright row. Exhale. Pull the arms back. Brace your core. Take the elbows down. So you move the shoulders down and back. Brace your skull back. Root into your feet. Inhale. Back bend. It's almost like you're having that moment with the universe where you're just bearing your heart, you're bearing your chest. Let that serve the openness of the physical body. Then let the breath serve the openness of your energy. Full breath in. Let the breath flow. Inhale up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Can you remember the feeling? Exhale, high plank pose. Hands down, step your feet back. Push firmly into the skin of your palms. Keep your arms nice and straight. Let's move the scapula. So to do that, think of letting the spine drop between the shoulder blades. Careful the head doesn't also collapse. Can you then lift the spine above the shoulder blades? Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift with the mantra. Full breath. Lift the back of the head, exhale, flow. Inhale, pull your hands towards your belly button. Exhale, lower halfway down, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take our flow and go breath to movement. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel front to the mat. Half lift, full. Forward fold, flow. Mountain, full. Pause, right hand on the back of the left hand, flow. Side bend right, go to the depth of the breath. Center, switch your grip. Side bend left, feel the breath. Center. Take your hands, reach forward, breathe in. Exhale, pull. Use your back muscles, open the chest, brace into your feet. Inhale into the back bend as far as the breath is deep. Stay for the exhale, root into the legs, below the waist you ground, above the waist you're a rainbow, lift. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, full breath in. Exhale, high to low flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. One cycle breath full with the mantra. Let it flow. Knees bend full. Step or hop, flow. Half lift, full. Fold, flow. Mountain, full. Right hand on the left, flow. Side bend right, full. Center, flow. Switch the hands. Side bend left, full. Center, reach forward, pull back, flow. Brace the core, back bend full. Open the neck, open the throat, flow. Mountain, full. Forward fold, flow. Half lift, full. High to low flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. Knees bend full. Step or float, flow. Half lift, full. Forward fold, flow. Chair pose, full. Stay for the flow. Steady inhale, full. Slide your arms down by your sides, flow. Sit the hips back. Let's move the arms. Breathe with the body, full. Reach up. Spread the wings, flow. Full. Flow. Mountain, full. Forward fold, flow. Half lift, full. High to low, flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. Right leg high, full. Step through, flow. Left knee down on the mat. Untuck your back toes, scoot the left knee back. Inhale, crescent moon with the fingertips down for support. Now you can lift the hands. Ideally, you don't have a ton of weight on the fingers. Can you kick into the top of the left foot so that the left quadricep is engaged and the left hip flexor is engaged? So you're engaging the stretch. Take a breath in. Brace your core. Flow the breath out. Brace the skull back. If you want a little bit of a back bend here, go for it. Full. Exhale, tuck your toes, pyramid pose, lift your back knee, straighten your legs. Little breath to movement. Hips low, chest forward, full. Straight legs, round and curl, flow. Full. and flow. Full and flow. Center low lunge. Place your right hand on the outside of your right foot. You can also place the elbow on the top of the thigh or go to your fingertips. Spin the sole of the left foot down, prepping warrior two, but we go into extended side angle. Tee out your left arm in line with the shoulder. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Now, let's move through the breath. Push with your right hand and both your feet. The downward force of the 3 points of contact will allow you to feel the length and stability of the spine and the left fingers reaching up. Take a breath in. Turn your palm behind you and then reach forward like you're karate chopping through the left pinky fingers. Inhale, start to sweep the arm back. Exhale, reach forward. Palm faces back, pinkies face down. Reach forward. Here we go. Inhale, half circle back. Exhale, half circle forward. One cycle with the mantra, full. Let it flow. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle as the legs go straight. Take the left hand to the right hand, much like we did inside of our Supine pose. Press left hand to right palm, breathe in. Exhale, bend into your right knee, sit. Use the downward force of the legs to rebound the upward lift of the spine, side bend, full breath. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose, toes out. Exhale, horse, bend your knees. Inhale, star. Get into your breath, exhale, sit. With the mantra, full as you rise, flow as you sit. Inhale, stretch through the fingers, stretch through the arms. Exhale. Inhale, rise. We'll actually hold in star pose. I think star pose is oftentimes is used as a transition, but I think it's one of the most fantastic poses. Turn your toes open or closed, just making sure your knees point in line with your middle toes. And then taking the arms, reach them wide so your body looks like a 5-pointed star, head, arms, legs. And then just start to sway side to side. And you can bend the knees a little, you can straighten the legs. I want you to imagine you're just getting pulled in every single direction and you're just trying to expand in every single direction. Use the physical force of the body to reach, but then also engage the breath. Exhale all the air out. And then full, full, full. Empty the breath. One more, full. Exhale, horse. Inhale, rise, side lunge or skandasana. Turn out the toes or turn your right toes slightly in. Bend into your right knee. Most importantly is the knees point in line with the middle toes. Hands can be on the mat for support. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn your belly, turn your chest, low lunge to the front. Let's push down through the left palm, tee out your right arm, inhale, twist, turn the belly, turn the ribs, turn the chest. Use the left hand, the one that's on the ground, to firm down. 3 points of contact with the earth, they root down. So the hemisphere of the body, it constantly changes between what is pushing down and what is lifting up. Whatever is touching the mat presses down, that everything else might start to lift. We're in the middle, getting spacious in every direction. Full body inhale. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high, bend the knee open. Exhale, between your hands, low lunge. Right knee down onto the mat, untuck your back toes, kick into the top of the right foot. Feel that right knee. The ability to lift it means your quadricep and your hip flexors are on. Slowly bracing your core, start to walk your fingers back. The hands can be used lightly on the mat so that they're not bearing all of your weight, but so that you do feel wonderfully uncomfortable, right? How's the breath checked in with you right now? Turn the thumbs open so that the shoulders can open and breathe. If you want a little bit of a back bend with the mantra, you go full as you enter the back bend and you stay for the flow. Full breath, rise to center. Hands down, tuck the toes, pyramid pose. Start to straighten both knees. Breath to movement. Go to fingertips. Inhale, bend the knees, lift your chest. Flow the breath, round and curl. Bent knee, inhale, flow, or full. Flow, straighten the legs, round and curl. Full in. Let it flow. Inhale, bend into your left knee. Plant your left palm flat outside of your left foot, or go to fingertips, or place your elbow on the top of the left thigh. Many different options. No one is better than the others as an absolute. All of it is relative to you, so trust what your body is saying it wants to do right now. Firm into your right heel. 3 points of contact. Left hand, left foot, right ankle. Inhale, extended side angle. Tee out the right arm in line with the shoulder. Then turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest. So right now my thumb is pointing forward. I'm going to rotate my palm to face forward and then continue the rotation so that the pinky is forward and the thumb is back. Breathe in. And then like a karate chop, exhale, reach forward. Now with the breath, inhale, turn the palm down, half circle back. Exhale, reach forward. With the mantra, full and flow. Removing the space of the arm, full and flow. Pause, stay, find your line from pinky finger all the way through the heel. Think of extending this side angle, full, full, full. Let it flow. Press into your legs. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten your left knee. Take your right hand, push it on the back of your left hand, push up. Side bend, up and over to the right, breathe in. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Use the downward movement of your legs and pelvis. This is firming. This bottom hemisphere goes down. The upper hemisphere goes up. So the spine, you want to think of a rainbow or a wheel, always moving it with a gentle curvature on every vertebra. Fully in. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. This one's more of a transition. Inhale, rise. Side lunge or skandasana to the front. You can bend into the left knee. Turn out the toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Left arm tees out. Inhale, twist. Turn the belly, turn the ribs, turn the chest. Balance. So it's not just about kicking and pushing what's touching the ground. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you start thinking, what's the actual relationship? Can you balance the pressure from the big toe to the pinky toe mound? Can you balance from the index finger to the pinky finger? Balance from the right big toe to the right pinky toe. Take a breath in, turn. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So there's our flow. Let's do it once. Breath to movement. Exhale the air from your lungs. Trust your breath. Trust your feelings. Full breath. Step or lightly hop, front of the mat, flow. Half lift, full, use the mantra. Forward fold, flow, clear your mind. Chair pose, full, fill your lungs. Fly the arms, flow. Mountain, full. Forward fold, flow. Half lift, full. High to low, flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. Right leg high, full. Step through, flow. Back knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, full. Pyramid pose, flow. Once breath to movement. Hips low, chest up. Straight legs, round and curl. Take one breath here. Pull back with the right heel. Exhale, bend the right knee. Lay the right palm down. Set up your extended side. Inhale, turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest, turn your hand. Exhale, karate chop forward. Half circle to the back, full. Half circle forward, flow. Reverse triangle full, straight legs. Push with the hands. Bend the right knee, flow. Use the downward force, rebound the lift, full. Warrior two, flow. Star, full. Skandasana to the right, flow. Low lunge twist, full. High to low, flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. A moment to recover the breath, full in. Steady, empty exhale, flow. Left leg high, full, bend the knee open. Between the hands, flow. Back knee down, full, crescent moon. Pyramid pose, flow. Bend the front knee, lift your chest, full. Straight legs, round and curl, go to fingertips. Pull back with your left heel, stay, full. Low lunge, set up extended side angle, flow. Right arm open, inhale, twist. Turn the hand, exhale, reach forward. Half circle back, full. Half circle forward, flow. Straight legs reverse, full. Bend the front knee, flow. Use the right hand to push. Side bend, full. Warrior two, flow. Star, full. To the front, to the left, Skandasana. Pivot and turn, twist, full. High to low, flow. Up dog, full. Down dog, flow. Deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. Step your right foot forward and then rise all the way up into star pose. Okay, so from your star pose, parallel your feet, bend your knees a little, tee out your arms. As you tee out your arms, think about the pelvis. Can you tilt the pelvis forward so that the spine stays long? Pull your heels away from each other, breathe in, bend your knees, tilt your pelvis, keep your spine long as you bow. Pull your thigh bones up and into your hips. Take the hands, grab the backs of the calves, grab the big toes, grab the outside edges of the feet. Whatever you choose to grab is up to you. Just make sure it doesn't cost your head and neck into a round position. Can you lift the back of the heart? Pull your shoulders back, lengthen through your head, lengthen through your neck. Full body breath in. Stay for the exhales. Slow full, start to straighten the knees. Empty. Inhale, slowly rise. Now shorten the stance to about 3 feet, about the width of the mat. Short stance, warrior two, turn the right toes forward. Bend into your right knee a little. Take your hands, hold your pelvis. Place your right hand on your right thigh and push down. Then push the thigh up into the hip. You want to imagine this right thigh bone pulling into the right hip socket, and that's going to make the left hip start to lift and roll forward. So this rotation of the pelvis allows you to keep your spine nice and long. Okay, take a deep breath in, bend your right knee, exhale. It's a short stance, extended side angle. Thigh bone loads up and into the hip. Left hip starts to roll forward. To the degree you can keep your spine nice and long, place your right hand anywhere from your shin all the way to the top of the foot. If you start to feel some stretch or pressure here on the left hip, root down into your left heel. Wherever you touch the ground, you root, you push, so that everything above those points can lift. 2 options. 1, you can push with the right hand and reach to the left arm, or 2, grab the foot or grab the big toe, and instead of pushing weight down, pull up. Use those left side obliques to engage the length of the spine and to telescope the spine from the top of the head all the way to the base of the pelvis. Pull your shoulders back, turn your chin towards your left shoulder, and breathe. One with the mantra, full. Let it flow. Take the left hand like you're pulling yourself all the way up. Keep the stance this wide. If it didn't work for you, you need to shorten or lengthen. Of course, you can make that change, but if it worked, keep it as is, and then let's just turn it. Right toes now turn to the side wall and then slightly forward. You need a little bit of angle in that foot, or else the hips are going to be turned too far out. Okay, so we want the pelvis in that ability to gyrate. Bend the left knee a little, take the left hand, push through the skin of the left thigh. Imagine you're grabbing onto that thigh bone, energetically push the thigh up into the hip, plug the thigh bone up and in. Watch the hips from bumping back. Instead, you want that right hip to react by lifting and rolling slightly forward. How far you can go too much? You could not do enough. How you should interpret this is based on how your spine feels. So to keep the pressure out of the outer hips, dig into those heels, turn on those outer glutes. And then as you start to arrive, check in with the spine. Are you telescopic from the pelvis all the way to the head? Or are you starting to dump into one side? Grab the left foot, tee out the right arm. Couple options. From here, you squeeze the legs towards each other, start to straighten the knee. Either push through the left foot, use that to lift, or grab the foot and pull up. Use those right obliques. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest, and breathe. Where you touch the ground, be heavy so that everything else can become light. Reach up with the right arm. Parallel your feet, sweep your hands behind your back, palms together flat. Same idea as before. Let's bend the knees. As you bend the knees, tilt your pelvis, take your bow. Roll your inner thighs back. Move the skull back. As you tip the pelvis, lengthen. And breathe, slow and full. Slow flow. No rush to get anywhere, full breath. But to just notice the feeling, flow. Hands to the mat, halfway lift. Then pivot and turn, go into your downward facing dog. Inhale, slide forward, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child's pose, sit back. Embryo variation, knees together. Rest your forehead down on the mat. Take your arms down by your sides, palms face up. Then let the shoulders kind of slump over the outsides of the thighs. Massage the forehead to the ground. Move the neck, move the shoulders around. And above all, notice your breath. So it's a little cocoon shape, kind of metaphoric with our current life situation. But just notice you have a lot of breathing room, even with the body compressed against itself. Can you breathe so deep that you feel the pressure of your chest against your legs, and then breathe deeper still until the back ribs start to open into the air above them? The breath will find a way. Keep searching for the space within yourself. For space is the ultimate when it comes to potential. Slowly lift your chest. Walk your hands forward. Walk your body forward. Come to standing on your knees. Verona, hero's pose. Knees come together. Open up the ankles. Now, there's no degree that you have to sit to. What's most important is that you feel the quadriceps are engaging the stretch. And so what that means is take your time, kick through the tops of the feet, kick through the shins. To know that you're under control, you should be able to control the descent and the ascent. Now, if there's a moment where your body has to kind of drop out of it, that's too far. You want to avoid that. So this might be the pose today, which is that you're up, you're hovered, and that's okay. Or maybe it is accessible for you to sit all the way onto the ground. That's also okay. But no matter what you choose, can you lift out of it at any time? So one, you can stay right here. Keep kicking through the shins so the quadriceps are on, protecting the knees. If it feels appropriate, your quads feel okay, you can kick the shins, you can hover the hips, hands to feet, slowly, slowly lower your elbows down. Keep kicking into the feet. Keep kicking into the shins. You can see my quads are turning on. I'm lifting the hips. I'm just making sure that I have that little bit of oscillation and space for the pelvis to move. Push the elbows down. Drag the elbows forward to counter drag the spine back. Lower all the way down to your shoulders, all the way down to the back of the head. Feels okay? You still have the ability to kick into the shins and lift the hips. Then you can goalpost, angel shape, or bring the hands behind you at any position. Most important, you check in with your breath. Slow, full in. Let it all flow. As we start to arrive towards the end of practice, can you switch the mantra? If it's working for you and you want to just keep it, that's all good. But if you'd like to try, use the sound Om as you breathe in. And a long, slow Om as you breathe out. Om in. Om out. Hands to feet. Push up through your elbows. Walk your hands behind you. Rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Pedal out your knees. Sway out your hips. Come all the way down onto your seat. Kick your left leg out in front of you. Bring your right foot up against the inside of your left thigh. Bend your left knee. Push down with the left heel. Energetically drag the heel back. It's going to root your left buttocks into the mat. And then hold your rib cage to be mindful. Just start to wiggle a little side to side. Turn your belly, turn your ribs, turn your chest towards your right knee. Take the arms, reach them high. Left hand pushes on the right hand. You take a breath in and then start to reach up and over. No rush to get anywhere, okay? Allow this to be an exploration of space, utilizing your breath as the guide. 2 with the mantra. Full. Flow. Full. And flow. Right arm reaches up. Imagine pulling on a rope. Draw your way all the way up to seated. And then switch out your legs. Right leg goes off to the side. Bend the right knee. You use that right heel. Anchor it into the ground. Pull it lightly back. And that's going to ground the right buttock. Lift the spine. Turn your belly, ribs to the left. Take the arms, reach up. Right hand pushes on the left hand, and you start to go up and over. You can feather into it. You can dial back away from it. But focus on your breathing. The breath, not just the oxygen and the removal of carbon dioxide, but the actual space that comes with the breath. 2 more with the mantra. Slowly left arm up, pull your way up through a seat. Let's bring both the legs out in front. Bend both your knees. Sit up nice and tall. As you sit tall, press your hands into the ground. Lightly pull the hands back. Start to straighten the knees. Draw the shoulders, head and neck back. Breathe fully in. Exhale, stay, start to straighten. Hands pull back. If you need to take the arms a little wide, go for it. Flex the toes back, brace the skull back. Full. Let it flow. Arms go up. Exhale, tilt your hips, take your bow. Any movements you want to take side to side, up and down, go for it. Breathe with the mantra full and flow, or if you've switched it, long Om. Mantra is like soap. We use the mantra to soap the mind, replacing the unwanted thoughts with a more fragrant, purified one. But it's important to recognize that if you only use mantra, then you just replace dirt with soap, but you're not really clean. You can't just keep soaping your body, right? You have to find that final rinse. But it's much easier to rinse away soap than it is if there's some stuck on tough kind of grit. Some of our thoughts have been wedged and burrowed into our minds so deep that only when we use the mantra do they really start to kick up. Slowly lift your chest, scoot forward, come all the way down onto your back. Wiggle the hips around. And then your variation of a twist. For me today, I'm going to wrap right thigh over the left thigh, use the feet, lift the hips, and then let the knees fall over to the left. Lift the shoulders, turn your head to the right, tee out your arms, let your breath do the rest. Maybe you want to rotate your head to the left if that feels more comfy, go for it. Full. Flow. Full. Flow. Coming back to center. Other side. Left thigh wraps around the right thigh. Use your feet to lift your hips. Let the knees fall over to the right. Rotate the head to the left or to the right. Lift the hips, center them on the mat. See what feels right for you. And then go right back to the way you breathe. Use whichever mantra serves. Om. Come back to center. Final squeeze. Wrap your forearms around your shin bones. Squeeze your forehead into your knees. Tuck tight into a ball. Full breath in. Final Shavasana. Take a moment. If you wear your hair tied up in a ponytail or a bun, just remove the ponytail, remove the bun, massage out your scalp. In a time where human contact is almost everything but outlawed, give yourself a little bit of self-love. A lot of times this causes us to stress into our head, to stress into our neck. So at least touching your head, touching your shoulders, touching your neck is a moment to just check in. Take those last final wiggles, those last final fidgets and squirms. Just allow yourself a moment of stillness. Gentle, full inhale. Letting the physical body rest. What can you soften? What can you relax? And you ride the exhale down. Gentle, full in. Relax what you find. Let the breath fall out of you. Breath by breath, get softer. Let each breath be sweeter than the one it follows. Keep scanning. Keep noticing.